So I feel like she would rotate forward a little bit with her upper body. Her hip is coming forward, but then she'll rotate with her upper body. So we'll add another bit of rotation at the top, but just to compensate for this large step forward, she's going to rotate a little bit with her waist. This is the P. No, it's not. This is the H. We're just going to add a keyframe here, and then as she steps forward, it's actually going to be one. We'll just make it 10 degrees, and on this 12, we'll make it -10. We're just animating with math at this point. We'll do one more at 10. There we go. And this waist up here, we're going to do the opposite direction. We're going to make it 10 in that direction, -10 to compensate for the other direction. Just giving it a little bit more life because her hips are coming forward now. Okay. And one more thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of like chest, like it's going to kind of compress just a little bit. So we'll do that with this waist right here. And that's with the P, the pitch. So right about here, we'll have it be right here, and then she'll, actually we can just do this with some offsets as well. So we'll just do a 3-degree dip right here at the 6 mark. Before she comes back down for another step, she'll be at the maybe -1. And then we'll just repeat that. And this definitely needs offset, so let's go to the timeline. This is spine 01 rotation that we just made. We're going to do a functions track after repeat. This is just a really quick way to get a nice walk cycle done in Cinema 4D. I'm going to do this where I just bring it back to the beginning and just make it that's the beginning of the cycle. And I'm going to have it happen about 4 or 5 frames after the beginning. I just dragged it a few frames after, and let's just see how this works. Now she's got a lot of determination. Not too bad for a walk cycle, but she needs a little bit of head movement. So the first thing we're going to do is just some pitch. We'll just add some pitch to this. Same thing. At the 6th frame, we'll just have her dip her head down. Right here, it'll be the other direction. You can just loop these. We'll just see how that sits now. Kind of want that to come a little bit either before or after, so I'll just mess around with it a little bit here in the dope sheet. It's underneath the spine. It's under head control now. Here's the rotation keyframes. We can just do a quick repeat. And I'll just kind of mess with it until I like it. Because right now, that's feeling pretty good right there. And let's just make sure that it's only looping at the 23. So she's got her head nodding now. And it's looking okay, right? But maybe we can do a little bit more. And we have these nice controllers for our hair, so maybe we could have some swinging going on. So what I want to do is just add a couple of rotation keyframes, and we'll do these one at a time. So I feel like they'll swing down and back with each step. So let's do one swing forward, one swing back, like this with each step, and that'll loop. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. Have it. Oops. Command clicking to copy that keyframe. Now we can do a little squash, which is right here built into this. As it comes up, we're going to do a little bit of squash upwards. So down here, we'll have it come down. Do it down to about right there. We'll just see how much it needs. And right about here, I want it to go all the way back up. And squash, you know what? We're going to do this on the 6s so that I can move it in the dope sheet. So let's just go to the hair control. Here's squash. Look at that. It even shows up as its own little keyframeable property. And we'll just do this from here. Just command clicking all of that, and then we're going to do a repeat. Okay, now we can just move that back a little bit. I want it to happen about 2 frames out, maybe 2 or 3 frames after. Look at that. Kind of fun, maybe a little bit too much. So let's just reduce that down. Make that the longest part of the squash, maybe a little bit less. But it looks really, really fun. So let's do that same thing to the other side. We've got it right here. So we're gonna do the. Doesn't really matter which one we do first, because we are going to offset it in our timeline view. Let's go back to the timeline, find it here. There's that first keyframe. Let's repeat it. We got to actually grab the track itself. So track after is going to be a repeat. And let's just see how we're looking so far. I think it needs to be same thing, just kind of like 2 frames after. Okay, looking good. Now let's do a little bit of bounce on the back hair, like this. And I think we'll call it a day. This one's going to go kind of the opposite direction as she brings her head up. See how we're looking so far with that. So maybe a little bit not going at a nice oscillation for me, so I'm just going to go back to the dope sheet and I'm going to do a quick repeat. And I'll just kind of mess around with the timing here. Yeah, that's feeling a lot better. So as her head bobs up, the hair is sort of flowing back down in the other direction. So that's feeling a lot better to me. All right, so let's just turn off our grid. Turn off our splines and our nulls. And let's just watch our beautiful character walking. She's got the hair bobbing. She's got the little strands bouncing. You know, we made her from scratch and now she's ready to take on the world. So congratulations on completing your first character and your walk cycle and taking it all the way through. Hopefully this has given you enough knowledge to start making your own characters and exploring even more advanced rigs, getting into some really deep texture tools, and then even doing awesome character animation with a whole lot of acting and posing and that kind of stuff.